Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have Tony Scaponi on the Epic Gamble versus, it says Rude on lands. I don't know about that. Seems incorrect. I think this might be Nick. We've got a Chrome Mox plus a City of Traders. What is it going to be? 3 mana on the first turn. It's going to be a Burgie. That is one of the scarier things that you can see on the first turn here. There's not a small amount of turn 1 wins that this deck enables. And Burgie is a part of a lot of them. Here we've got now all the 0 casting cost artifacts are going to generate an additional mana just by casting them. Cards like Faithless Looting are going to be mana neutral. Gamble as well will be mana neutral. Like going to be able to set up a Echo of Aeons for the next turn. Wasteland. And we have Mox Diamond from the Vault version. Different art there. And an Expedition map. Wasteland does take out the Soul Land. And right now, we have just Burgie needing one more artifact to get Metalcraft with this Mox Opal. More damage. It is unlikely that you're going to beat lands just by attacking with a 3/3 a bunch of times. Echo of Aeons, the card found with Gamble. Bajuka Bog exiling the entire graveyard. Now we've got a Thespian Stage on board, which is going to be looking for a Dark Depths. So ideally, what you're going to want, Thespian Stage plus Dark Depths, that is what Expedition Map is likely to find, and it does in fact find it. Thespian Stage will be able to copy Dark Depths, find itself with no counters on it, that you'll get a 20/20 Merit Lage. Everything is lined up to do this during the end step. It's something incredible here. During the end step, a 20/20 is made, and that is going to do it. Be able to untap, swing with the Merit Lage, take down that first game as the Epic Gamble fumbles a little bit there, unable to capitalize on getting the Echo of Aeons into the graveyard, but also didn't have the ability to cast it, even if it wasn't for that Bajuka Bog. So Bog was really strong in eliminating the line, but even if it wasn't there, it's not like it was blue mana readily available. Lands did have a Wasteland to take out City of Traders. Is a big part of the game plan. Lands is not to be confused with Turbo Depths. You're going to be going after your opponent's mana base with Wasteland, Port, slowing your opponent down. You have City of Traders for the Epic Gamble. Oh, and passing the turn. That is unusual in terms of keepable hands. Exploration and Mox Diamond. So Port able to tap down this City of Traders. Ton of acceleration. Those are the two key pieces of acceleration that lands enjoys. The ability to make a Dark Depths happen even faster. Generally, making that happen on turn 4 not going to be good enough, but when you're able to accelerate out 2 lands per turn, thanks to Exploration, Mox Diamond gives you that extra mana as well. Things get out of hand very quickly, and now we have Valakut Exploration. Port be able to keep this land tapped down, perhaps, but for now, Valakut Exploration is the real danger on land side of the board. That's just going to generate a massive amount of card advantage. You have Shatter Skull Smashing coming in as a red land. a big investment for future turns, but there might not be any future turns coming. Faithless Looting, 2 colorless. Tabernacle does eliminate some of the stronger lines. The ability to empty the Warrens for non-lethal is a nice backup plan if you're not actually able to get a Tendrils of Agony or a Grape Shot kill. Just making a ton of goblins and passing the turn can be acceptable. But Faithless Looting looks to set stuff up. This is a really far from ideal situation. Urborg, which is now going to allow all of these utility lands to tap for mana, Mazavith and Tabernacle. Life from the Loam. Be able to dredge each turn, creating additional landfall triggers for this Valakut exploration. Schadenport doing its job. This deck really does drag you into the deep waters. Excellent printing for the set. Back from Zendikar Rising. Third time going to Zendikar as the charm for lands is really got a big shot in the arm. Card advantage. Difficult to deal with package up until Prismatic ending. That certainly made it more feasible to handle enchantments, I will say that. Looks like a Galvanic Relay. Just for 3. So next turn there's going to be Rite of Flame and Wish available. That's perhaps a little daunting. But the Epic Gamble still has severely hindered resources. Life from the Loam dredges. Ooh, Crop Rotation. That's a magic card here. Exploration generating card advantage. Blast Zone. Life from the Loam getting back 3 lands. So much more dangerous with the enchantment on board. Oh, another Rishadan-Port. Now Crop Rotation. Grabbing Glacial Chasm. Losing the Mazavith, which really doesn't provide much help. Though Glacial Chasm not really going to do a whole lot. I mean, that's going to stop Grape Shot, but Tendrils will still get you. It is life loss, not damage. Lands may feel a little bit safer than they actually are. Preventing all damage is fine and all, but not if your opponent's going to make you lose life, and that is the most likely scenario. God. I can't imagine that there's going to be anything short of double porting. It looks like a land drop was already made for turn. Got Bergie. I do not understand why we didn't see Rishadan-Ports activated. Try and hinder this situation. Got Bergie and Wish. here's the backside of Bergie. Horn of Bounty. Generate quite a lot of card advantage. Anything that replaces itself gets really interesting. Exile, or you discard a card to get 2 cards. And anything that replaces itself, like Wish, Burning Wish. Of other things the deck runs that, I mean, Manamorphose used to do that. I don't believe the deck is running Manamorphose at this point. The Epic Gamble and streamlined quite a bit. Like Echo of Aeons. It's happening. Eek. This is going to be 7 new cards. It can be like 14. Could be 14 new cards. Looks like Lands is considering making a play. Oh no. Oh, that is a disaster. Total disaster. Preventable as well. So what would have needed to happen there is actually discarding and then holding priority, discarding again. That's a really nuanced play, which needs to be made here in all likelihood. If you've got cards that you're certain you're going to discard, you might as well utilize them in that way, where you discard, retain priority, discard again, to go through, guaranteeing you get the value. That said, still probably going to be fine, given the fact that there's a Bergie on board, the storm count is so high, there's tutors already available. That is a consideration. Krosan Grip. That split second. We're not able to respond by discarding cards to the horn, but yeah, this is probably fine. Yeah, with this amount of floating mana, we're actually done. Oh, actually using Jessica's Will. Maybe just getting red mana, just really overkilling the amount of storm. There's not likely to be any type of response possible. Nothing that's going to gain life here. Here is just going to be Wish. I imagine just Tendrils should be lethal. The new sorcery from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. 3 mana. Actually playable. I think Burning Wish probably just straight up better in this deck because it costs 1 less mana and you're mostly getting sorceries, but Wish certainly does the job. Grabs Tendrils of Agony, and Tony Scapone evens this matchup 1 game apiece. A couple of interesting inaccuracies there. Well, I actually don't know Tony's hand. I suspect he was not playing around Krosan Grip. Seems unlikely that there wouldn't have been more foreign activations that could be merited. Certainly the not porting got punished. Ooh, this is starting out real spicy. So we've got a pretty full grip with Jessica's Will. Storm's already 3, and we've got 6 red mana. Lion's Eye Diamond. 6 and 3 is 9. There's Burning Wish. So this is... Here we go. That is one of the things that this deck does. We've got Burning Wish into Peer into the Abyss. That's going to be drawing half the cards in his deck, and Lands does not want to see that played out. That is more than enough. Pretty much impossible to fumble from there. I mean, it could happen. It is game 3. Nothing wrong with making your opponent play it out, but not wanting to suffer the emotional damage of just dozens and dozens of copies of Tendrils ultimately headed his way, as this deck can create quite a lot of storm, and Lands had really nothing they were going to be able to do from there.